One of my other roles in the world is that I'm a board member of EuroIX. And what we try to do is to present EuroIX to make you aware of what EuroIX are doing for the community. Some of you may have seen and heard this before, but please be patient. We hope that there's some news for everyone in this slide deck. EuroIX is an association of IXPs. I've been running for many years, since 2001, and the idea is that within one country, an IXP might be only a small organization with a few people, like in Oslo, where 3 or 4 people running the IX, not many to talk to. We'd like to talk to more people doing the same thing. We can talk to Netnod, of course, big organization, pretty close, but still we want to talk to more people. So we have this organization that covers, well, mostly Europe, 56 IXPs in what we call the EuroIX region, but we also have members from outside the region, 26 from the rest of the world. So we're a total of 82 IXPs in EuroIX. And that makes a fairly big crowd, so that, at least my experience is that if we have a problem, an issue of some kind, technical or legal or whatever in Oslo, someone else has had the same problem and dealt with it before. So we can always ask the community, and we know each other, we trust each other, we can do this. A very, very powerful tool for us as an IX. We also have some patrons in EuroIX, and the patrons are important for at least 2 reasons. One is that they pay us a little bit of money, making the organization run smoother. But equally important is that we have the patrons in our meetings, can talk to them, they can understand our business, and especially for the larger IXs like Netnod, it's important to have these patrons in to make them understand the IX business. Because there's not that many IXs in the world. ISPs and enterprises, huge amount, but not so many IXPs, and the IXP business is a little bit special. So we need to talk to them. So these are the current patrons, and we hope to be able to maintain a good number of patrons to be able to keep this dialogue with them. And of course, the patrons will also get an insight in how ISPs work through this. And we hope that it has a value for everyone. So what do we do in EuroIX? We have 2 forums per year for the IXPs. And we have a website, I'll come back to that, that contains a lot of information, useful information for you as ISPs as well. We issue a couple of reports every year, a traffic report and an IXP report that will tell you quite a lot about the European IXP scene. So if you want to do peering outside your own region, you might find a lot of useful information on how things look outside of Sweden. We also have some programs to assist IXPs in developing countries. The Mentor IX program, where Netnod is very active, and we also have the fellowship program that we have some funding that we can invite people to our forums to give them a view into how we do things and give them ideas and help them on the way. We also do internal benchmarking. That's an internal benchmarking thing to see if do we do things the way that everyone else does it, how is the pricing compared to others. It's a good thing for us to see if we are doing it on the right track or deviate from the best way of doing it. We're also part of the IX Federation, which is an international federation that kind of tries to make cooperation possible between these regional IX organizations. We have EuroIX, the EuroIX region, of course quite a bit of Asia as well, but that's historical reasons. We have the Asia Pacific IX community, the African, and the Latin American Caribbean IX Association. The North America Association is not operational. Things are different in the US and Canada, so, well. But we have an active cooperation, and we have a number of the US operators with us as well. So we cover the world in this. And one of the things we try to do in EuroIX is to make it easier to communicate within the internet community. And we want to be a source of good information and a place you can go to ask questions and hopefully get some answers. The slide deck will be available so you can get all these channels we have for communication later. The membership in EuroIX is fairly stable. A lot of IXPs were members quite early, like Netnod, one of the very, very early members, not a founding member, but very, very early. And Netnod has also hosted 2 forums here in Stockholm, the last one in this hotel, in this room. And Netnod is also, as I said, very active in the programs that EuroIX has to guide new IXPs in developing countries. So both the Kenyan IXP, the IXP in Kinshasa and in Mozambique are supported by Netnod. And that's a very good thing to do. IXPs in Europe that has a lot of experience can then, for reasonably small amount of money, help IXPs in developing countries to start up and get things going. One of the things that EuroIX does is to collect some traffic data, so we can see the growth pattern of the IXPs. So this is a graph for Netnod back to 2004. So you can see it has increased quite a lot. EuroIX collects these kind of data for most of the IXs in Europe. So you can find a lot of more data like this on the website if you like. And the website, this is the front page of the EuroIX website. It is kind of, well, doesn't look that interesting really, but it has a tab up there called Tools. And if you go down that path, you'll find a lot of information that we think is very useful for you as an ISP. I'll talk you through some of them. First of all, we have a database of all IXPs that we know of. Quite a lot of IXPs worldwide. The EuroIX IXPs, of course, have more information in here, but we try to collect as much information as we can to make it easier for you if you want to do business somewhere in the world to find an IX in that region. For the EuroIX IXPs, this is just an example. This is INX in Dublin. You will find a minimum of information of how to get in touch with them, and you will also have, if you have a large organization like this is AM6, you can see AM6 is operating a number of peering points, so you will get that list. And also for the IXPs that report information automatically into the EuroIX website and database, you will be able to find what ASNs are peering at that peering point. So this is good when you go in that way. I mean, you look at the region, you look at a company, but you have many other ways of looking at these data if you want to. One of the things that we think is very useful is our ASN database that will combine the information that we collect from all the IXPs into one database. And as you see, we have data here from all the regions. So in total, there's more than 7,000 unique ASNs represented in the database. And the way to use it is that we have a GUI into the database where you can do search. So if you want to search for an ASN to see where we know it is peering, or an organization or an IXP, you can search here. You have quite a lot of different filters you can apply. But you can also go in and look at who is peering at most sites. And so when this was captured from the site, it was Hurricane Electric on top. They were peering at 80 places that we know of. We know that they're peering at more than 100, but we had 80 of them in the database, and you can actually get the lists. So if you want to peer with one of these, you then know where to go. There's also a peering matrix that might be useful, where you can see that on the top line here, of the 796 peers or ASNs at M6, 2 of them is also peering at BBIX in Tokyo. Might be useful in a scenario, at least for you as ISPs. If you want to build your network in a region, you can use these tools to understand who is peering where and who is not peering. And it makes it maybe easier to go out and make a good network. We also have a IXP service matrix where we list all the IXs that we know of with, I think it's 25 columns of data. We only show like 5 of them. So here you have information of what kind of port sizes, et cetera, et cetera. There's no pricing information here, it's just technical information. But if you want to know some technical information about IXPs, you will be able to get it in here, much easier than going to a dozen or 5 dozen websites to collect it. It should be available here in one go. And for those of you into automation, you will see that a lot of these pages have a CSV download function, so you can download these things into your tools if you like to, if you have some automation that you run on a regular basis. We also have some other information in the database that's mostly for the IXP community, but if you are interested in how these things work on behind the scenes, you'll get some more information there if you like to. One of the things we're working on right now in EuroIX is to automate this collection of data a bit more. We have automatic collection of data from a fairly large number of our members, but we're increasing it, and we want to do it worldwide. So the reason is that if you as a ISP or a customer of an IX want to do automation, you want to automate your peering, the one thing you don't want is outdated data. If the data is wrong, your automation will go wrong. So you need the correct data, and correct data is only possible, we think, if we do automatic collection. So if we can collect automatically information from all the IXPs in the world, then we should have a fairly good picture of what is going on always. So we use tools like IXP Manager and other tools that our different IXPs have to collect data in a standardized JSON schema that we have. So, and we do this as an IXF project, which means worldwide project. So we both have the schema to collect data and also a database schema to store it and to make it available. And it's available primarily as an API, not as a website, but as an API for your automation. And it is available today. Up there, you have the URL. And it collects data automatically from a number of IXPs, but that number will go up, I hope. And the thought is that we'll have the IXPs report data to their regional organization, like EuroIX, and then these regional organizations will put it all into the IXP database, and then that database will be available for you for automation, or we hope to be able to enrich PeeringDB with more updated IX information. Because we know that a lot of you do your automation through PeeringDB, obviously. I mean, that's the place to go. So if we can put in more updated IX information into PeeringDB, I think that would be a good thing for everyone. So that's the plan to do this, and we're well on our way to do it. We have a very short use case made by one of the board members, and just to show you how easy it can be done. This is from Loan App. If you want to see who at Loan App am I not peering with, a relevant question if you're connected to Lone app. So you make this very short Python script. I won't do it in detail, but you open up the connection to the database. You have your own list of my peers, just comma-separated list of your peers. Hopefully you know who you're peering with. And then you have a short loop down there that goes through the member list of, from Lone app, and you match it with your members list. So then you'll get a list of those you don't peer with. So you know what to do the next day. So these are along the lines that we work at EuroIX today. We're trying to make tools that makes the day easier for you, to make the internet hopefully a better working network. So I think I'll stop there. But I'll take any questions.
Hello, Per Lundberg from Tele2. Do you know if there are any fiber paths between, for instance, Luleå and Tromsø?
Fiber paths in the northern part of Norway?
Yeah, well, down to Luleå in Sweden, for instance.
Well, there are at least 2 fiber paths between, well, in the northern part of Scandinavia. It's a path along the railroad from Kiruna to Narvik.
Right.
And there's also, and I won't try the pronunciations of the sites here, from the northern part of Sweden through Finland to Finnmark in Norway, and then back down. So you should be able to get redundant parts up there.
Just thinking how to connect to the TICs.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Do we have any more questions?
Oh, you just fell even more asleep. Okay, but thank you.